What is good? What is good? What is Gucci? Courtney IG, and I'm back again. This time to discuss the latest release, 11-track body of work album from Fredo. Money Can't Buy Happiness. Unquestionably, Fredo is the man at the moment coming into this album. This album has been long awaited. He's been talking about it. He's been teasing that he might do two, etc., etc. This will be the second project I'm reviewing from Fredo following his 2019 debut album, Third Avenue. And if you want to read my review in full on that, you can check out my Instagram at Courtney IG. But in essence, what I was saying there, guys, just to give you a bit of context, is Fredo in that project, Third Avenue, helped to break up a year when there was a lot of Afro swing, there was a lot of drill, which there continues to be a lot of drill in 2020. Everyone and their dad was doing drill. But Afro swing has kind of died out a bit. So yeah, that project, much like I think Nines dropped then, C Biz was doing bits then, was the trap, road rap kind of breakup of that saturation of the sounds, those two sounds, Afro swing and drill. And it's like those guys were very much operating that lane in full swing. But when we get back to this project, coming into it, guys, you know, Dave did masterful bits, which we'll get into a bit more on the Back to Basics single. Like, he's flexing, showing you he can do the same as the Steel Bangles and all of those guys, and he can deliver to an elite level. Like, and the Daily Duppy that he did is most definitely one of the most legendary Daily Duppies from start to finish, from part 1 to part 2, the transitions, the bad on my own, they only bad in a herd. I've listened to that so many times, I could probably recite a lot of it. It's ridiculously good. And that's what made me think, all right, Fredo is definitely going back to basics on this album. He's not going to do that hickory dickory stuff. He's going to give you that real. So let's get into my thoughts, guys. So in terms of the opener, guys, it was very unorthodox hearing that one. Like, biggest mistake. I didn't really get the piano, bassy drop, piano, bassy, It's kind of a bit Meek Millish to a degree. And it didn't really work, because if you're going to do that, your energy has to match the production changes. Towards the end, he does match it better, but by then I'd kind of tailed off. My attention had kind of gone, because I'm like, he's not really following the beat. Like, the beat's kind of leaving him. So I wasn't really feeling it from that point. Of course, he's talking about stuff. He's talking about robbing. He's talking about, you know, prison stories, how he got in contact with Santan Dave via Santan Dave's brother, which is good insights, but it just didn't do it for me. But it leads into the monster, which is Back to Basics. I could have just did with it a bit shorter and then just Back to Basics. Just bring me in it. No long thing. So Back to Basics, as I've alluded to already, top to bottom, immaculate. Santan in his bag, Fredo in his bag. And there's more of that later, but it's just slick. It's not much more to say there. But from that, we get Ready, which grabbed me because of Ready or Not. Here I come, you can't hide, I'm gonna find. Yeah. Lauryn Hill in the back, big up. But he didn't do it justice. I mean, both of them in cohesion didn't do justice. Summer Walker and Fredo just didn't match, didn't work. And the much better version of that, remixed rap-wise, is Meek Mill, Ready or Not. Tap into that. This one, not for me. Not convincing. So let's get into Dave again. Santan Dave. I had to say it 3 times to make sure you got it. Make sure it's clear. Dave smashed up Money Talks alongside Fredo. It's immaculate back to back. They both have this clarity in their flow, which a lot of artists have. I've mentioned in the past, you know, Pasalu, Stormzy, Skepta, etc. They're very clear. When they got a production which allows them space and it's not too noisy, it's not too busy, you can hear every single bar which they're saying. And here on Money Talks, you get that. And Dave, man, we need that drill track and we need an album. Let's stop playing around, man. Just drop the thing, give us that. Like, you can't keep spinning, man, with this. Let me rephrase that. You didn't spin Fredo, but you can't keep spinning features with this Peligro flow from way back when Gigs dropped that. I can't remember the name of the project, but you've been spinning since like 2017, 2018 features. And we need another follow-up, blood. Like, Psychodrama was a mad thing, but give us the next mad thing now. Like, it's due. It's due. Set pace again. Wretch 32 as well. Not relevant to this, but Wretch 32, Santan Dave, all in the same bar bracket. Like, you know, bars. But anyway, stop being stingy. Feed the streets. Going off topic. One critique, guys, that I've got of Fredo is I don't like him on the singy auto-tune stuff. Like on Do You Right, or beats like that Hickory Dickory song. I don't know what it's called, but that one, I don't like it. It's too pop. Even though he might be talking the greasiest talk, it just sounds pop. It's pop trap, and it's just like, nah, love it. So he's much better suited for me when he can sit on bouncy trap production like Money Talks with Dave. As I mentioned, them two back to back. It was Messi, Ronaldo, it was top notch. Like, it was top notch. It's top notch trap stuff. Like, that's trap. Yeah? And I miss, again, in his bouncy, like, trap back. That's his kind of flow. That's his kind of pattern. He's comfortable there. He's relaxed there. Dictate. Spray the ball around. And also, when he can open up on stuff like Ant's Place, and he can comfortably recite, you know, Riding on Ops, Retaliation, Bando, Ride Outs. He's bringing you right into the gutter, and you can really absorb everything what he's saying. Like, that's where Fredo is shining here best, and that's where he shines the best overall, in my opinion. So to conclude, guys, despite some shaky parts, which did sound a bit mainstream, which you would have heard a bit earlier, I highlighted them. Fredo does well here for me. Like, the project, much like Potter's Training Day 3, it really takes you into the gravel, the grit of the environment. It really helps you to get a picture of their kind of trials and tribulations, going to prison, coming out, etc., having people die around them, you know, real stuff. Like, but then he's also able to give you a bit of that glossy talk as well, which Potter did. So it gives you that kind of balance, a bit of gravel, a bit of gloss. And then he's also able to show you, like, I'm a dad now. Like, I got a daughter. Like, that's in there as well. That element's there. That element of, you know, money can't buy you happiness. I'd say the last 3 tracks of the album are, like, probably some of the strongest, because it will really give you a snapshot of where Fredo is at, where he thinks, his kind of journey now, his kind of flow. You get a lot in those last 3 tracks for me. And it packages up the album perfectly to that point. The storytelling is A1 there. That's where he shines. Like, on the last track, which is really sentimental, like, he's really just going in there. So I like that. So I think there's going to be another project. As I said in the introduction, he alluded to it. So I think there is going to be one. So I'll be looking out for that. But overall, guys, I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. Back to Basics, Ant's Eyes, and Money Talks are my top 3. You know what to do already, man. You got to like, you got to comment, and you got to subscribe. Inspire, enrich,